Madam Speaker, honorable members, fellow South Africans, Bagaetsu, Dumelang. Like many South Africans, I grew up believing in the ANC as the party of liberation. It was the party of my parents, the party that turned this country around and set our course for a future that was infinitely better than our painful past. Back then, the ANC made life better for millions of South Africans. It brought clean water, electricity, street lights, and waste collections to places that had none. It built RDP houses all over the country. It introduced a social grant system that shielded the vulnerable from the harsh impact of poverty. In those early days, the ANC truly was the party of and for the people. But that did not last. One by one, honorable leaders made way for opportunists until nothing remained of that original movement. I could not have imagined that the party that liberated us would end up captured and corrupted. The party of Oliver Reginald Tambo, whose name is invoked by every speaker in these debates. Fellow South Africans, we will do very well to remember the words of what Albisech said about Tambo, and I quote, "Anyone claiming to speak in the name of Oliver Tambo would know that his intrinsic sense of political honor made him totally and utterly opposed to attempts by people to use the name of the struggle for material accumulation, personal or family enrichment, or individual ambition." Honorable members, every single time you mention O.R. Tambo, you remind us how far the ANC has fallen. It pains me to say that the ANC of Oliver Tambo doesn't exist anymore, and hasn't, in fact, for many years. So it begs the question, what has happened? This has happened. This president, this man happened. He killed the ANC.
On a point of order, Speaker.
Order. Honorable Maimane, can you please take your seat? Honorable Khatebe.
I'm rising on Rule 84, Honorable Speaker. The gesture of the leader of the opposition to the president and the way he refers to him as this man is not parliamentary. It must be fixated properly.
Honorable Maimane, please, I did see that gesture, and please refrain from referring to the president as this man.
Okay.
Please proceed.
Make no mistake, it was already wounded before he plunged the knife in, weakened by a culture of patronage and corruption and crippled by cadre deployment. But he struck the final blow. He wiped out Oliver Tambo's legacy to make himself rich. First, he killed the ANC, and now he is killing our country. Honorable Speaker, today we vote on the budget of the presidency. But we cannot stand here and pretend that we are voting on a budget that will serve the people of this country. Ke madi a ga lelapa la kwa Gupta. We cannot ignore the fact that the President of the Republic has allegedly made a crooked deal with a crooked family and now they own him. We cannot ignore the fact that the President
On a point
appoints
of order.
cabinet ministers.
On a point of
There's a
order.
point of order, Honorable Maimane, please take your seat. Yes,
I'm-
Honorable Khatebe.
I'm rising on Rule 85. The member must come with a substantive motion if he's going to deal with this thing. He cannot just hold on the straws to come and put anything.
Indeed, Honorable Maimane,
Madam
if
Speaker.
you are going to make accusations, please bring them in the form of a substantive motion. Yes, Honorable
Madam
Steenhuisen.
Speaker, may I draw your attention to Rule 63 of the National Assembly rules? Members of this House have freedom of speech. You spoke yesterday about the importance of a robust parliament. How on earth are we supposed to have a robust parliament if people can't even make political points in this House? The Honourable Maimane used the words allegedly, and now these are the same allegations that appear
On
on
a
the front
point of
pages
order.
of every members not to be interrupted when making a point of order.
Please leave the
On a
Honorable
point of order.
Please leave him to finish his point of order.
These allegations on the front pages of the newspapers of South Africa on a daily basis, how can that be permissible? But in a house where freedom of speech is supposed to be protected and enshrined, it's not possible to speak about these things.
Well, Honorable Steenhuisen, the rules of this House must prevail. If we have a rule that says when you accuse an honorable member of this House, you must do it through a substantive motion, then that's what you have to do. Please proceed, Honorable Maimane.
These are facts made in the Public Protector's report, which the President is opposing in court. He hasn't successfully found a conviction, therefore those Public Protector remedial action stand. We can't simply come here and stand and pretend.
On a point of order.
Honorable Khatebe, what is the point of order?
The very same report the honorable member is referring to is in the court now for review. So he cannot come and use that here. Thank you.
Honorable Khatebe, I'm not sure that's a point of order.
It's not.
Please proceed, Honorable Maimane.
We can't come and pretend here that the presidency is anything other than the headquarters of a Gupta empire, with President Zuma acting as a front for them. The budget we are debating here today is nothing more than a sponsorship deal for a corrupt syndicate. If we vote for it, we support a budget for a mafia shadow state. Section 85 of the Constitution says that the
On a
executive...
point of order, Speaker.
What's the point of order, Honorable?
Is it parliamentary
Honorable
for the,
Maimane, please take your seat.
is it parliamentary for the leader of the DA to actually use the language that this is a mafia parliament to maintain the decorum of the House, the correct language needs to be used in this House.
I will look into the mafia parliament. I don't believe it's a mafia parliament because that refers to the integrity of all the honorable members of this House. But I will still rule on that afterwards.
In
Please
fact,
proceed.
The point I made was that it's a mafia shadow state. And Section 85 of the Constitution says that the executive authority of the Republic is vested in the President. So why is it vested in Dubai? This is a budget for President Gupta. Keep that in mind when you cast your vote.
On a point of order, Chair.
Honorable Maimane, please take your seat. Yes, Honorable
I'm still
Khatebe.
rising on Rule 84, Chair. Speaker, the President cannot be referred to as President Gupta, please.
Honorable Maimane, can you please withdraw that?
Madam Speaker,
Honorable Maimane,
Madam
there is
Speaker.
no President Gupta in this House.
So-
Can you please withdraw?
Madam
Correct.
Speaker,
Honorable Maimane, I'm still dealing with Honorable Maimane.
but you're wrong. And
Please
you've
take your seat,
misinterpreted.
Honorable
No, I won't.
Steenhuisen.
I won't take
Take
my
your seat.
I won't. I won't.
Honorable Maimane.
Speaker,
Honorable Maimane.
if there's no President
Honorable
Gupta,
Maimane.
if there's no
Honorable
President Gupta,
Maimane, I am talking to you. It's not the other way around. Honorable Maimane, withdraw President Gupta.
I can't. If there's no President Gupta,
Honorable
why is it-
Maimane, please withdraw the words President Gupta.
Why? On what
Because there is no President Gupta in this
So
house.
why is anyone offended?
Honorable Maimane, please withdraw President Gupta.
Madam Speaker,
Honorable Steenhuisen, please don't interrupt. I'm busy with Honorable
but you
Maimane.
interrupt me all the time.
Honorable
You interrupt me
Maimane.
all the time. So don't pretend you're the saint in this, you're not.
Honorable Steenhuisen, please take your seat.
I'm allowed to defend my member podium.
Honorable
I
Steenhuisen,
won't.
take your seat.
I won't.
Honorable Steenhuisen, take your seat.
I won't.
He is not going to proceed
I won't.
without withdrawing
Madam
President
Speaker.
Gupta. You must withdraw President Gupta,
He didn't
Honorable
refer to the
Maimane.
president as President Gupta. He was referring to Atul and AJ Gupta as President Gupta. It wasn't a
Honorable
reference to the president.
Maimane, please withdraw President.
Mr. Jacob Zuma is President Gupta.
I am asking you.
President Gupta.
I am asking you to withdraw President Gupta. Honorable Maimane, withdraw President Gupta.
Why?
Because in this house, there is no President Gupta. And I am insisting on us respecting the honor of this house.
Honorable Speaker,
Please, can you let me insist on us finishing this business of the Honorable Maimane and the words President Gupta? Because you know we're not dealing with the budget of any President Gupta. Can you please withdraw that?
It is not an ANC meeting.
Honorable Maimane,
Speaker, can I ask that we refer this matter to a rules committee?
I prevail on you to withdraw, and then you can pursue the issue of the rules committee after having withdrawn.
This is not an ANC caucus.
I never said it's President Zuma who's President Gupta.
Honorable Maimane, can you please assist the progress of the House by withdrawing in keeping with the ruling of the chair?
I withdraw, and yet clearly, if the shoe fits, wear it. If the shoe fits, you should wear it.
Honorable Steenhuisen, I see you are on your feet. Honorable Maimane, will you please take your seat? Honorable Steenhuisen.
Madam Speaker, I draw your attention to Rule 26(4), if I may. Madam Speaker, you have a duty to act fairly and impartially and apply the rules with due regard to ensuring the participation of all members of all parties in a manner consistent with.
Honorable Steenhuisen, I give you your right to speak even when what you are saying is totally out of order. Honorable Maimane was referring to the he himself turned around and explained to me, I was referring to the budget of the President Gupta. And I'm saying there's no budget of President Gupta here. Can he please now please proceed, Honorable Maimane, with your speech.
Madam Chair, on a point of order. Madam Chair, on a point of order.
What's the point of order, Honorable Member?
That racist white boy there is referring to the president as that man. Who is this that man? He must refer to the president in a respectful manner.
Honorable Steenhuisen, what is the point you are standing on?
Well, Madam Speaker, if you knew your rules properly, you would have ruled that out of order immediately. But because it's an ANC member, he was allowed to proceed. You know that
Why are you on your feet?
because it is unparliamentary in terms of Rule 84 to refer to another member of this House as a racist, and secondly, to cast racial epithets. This is the same Mr. Dick who was actually calling people rented darkies this week and called the Honourable Van Damme a straatmate, and he's been allowed to get away with it.
If
When are you
only,
gonna protect us?
if only you could sometimes give a space for the chair to deal with issues of the house.
Gotta be kidding
Please take your seat.
me. You gotta be kidding me.
Take your seat. Honorable Dirks, can you please withdraw the racist term because it is unparliamentary to use that term against a member of the House?
Honourable Speaker, I withdraw the racist term, but he must withdraw calling the president dead man. He must withdraw.
Please, let's allow Honorable Maimane to proceed now.
Speaker, I rise on a point of order. Yeah.
Honorable Waters?
May I address you?
Sure.
Speaker, the Honourable Dix also said that the Honourable Steenhuisen was a white boy. So first of all, casting racial aspersions on a person. And boy also has a certain connotation, as you would know. So he's got to withdraw the white and the boy unconditionally as well. Thank you.
Can you please withdraw white boy? He is an honorable member,
Madam Speaker,
even when he doesn't say honorable things, but you refer to him as an honorable member.
This is not ANC chairperson.
Honorable Dirks, can you please withdraw white boy?
Madam Speaker, I withdraw that. I didn't know it is not a boy, so I'm withdrawing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Steenhuisen.
Madam Speaker, I drew your attention to Rule 84. You've accused me of saying dishonourable things. I'm an honourable member of this House, and I think it's unacceptable for you as the Speaker of the House to accuse another member of saying dishonourable things, and I would ask you to withdraw it.
I said,
All members are
said even when,
Exactly.
even when. Honorable Maimane,
Madam
I
Speaker,
now
please will you withdraw
come
that I
back.
said dishonourable things in this
no,
House?
Honorable Steenhuisen, you are
Well,
not
then I
going
would
to
say
dictate.
that you are a dishonourable
You
speaker.
will not dictate to the
Well,
chair.
you are a dishonourable speaker.
On a point of order.
You are
Honourable-
a disgusting
On a point of
human
order.
being. And you should be thrown out of the House by the white shirts.
Honorable
point of order.
Steenhuisen, you
of
should
order.
go for anger management, I think.
On a point of order.
Honourable
Khatebe, can we please allow Honourable Maimane to proceed and
Madam
finish
Speaker,
with
if
his
I need to go
finish?
for anger management, you need some serious sessions of psychiatry.
No, order, Chair. Order,
point
Chair.
of order.
Order, Chair.
Honourable Khatebe,
Order, Chair. Order, Speaker. Order, Speaker.
Honorable
Order.
Speaker.
Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Speaker,
This cannot be
speak.
allowed. Honourable Steenhuisen to misconduct himself like that. The names that he has called you is really dishonest of this House, and we cannot be able to allow this thing of his behavior, especially when women of this country are being abused. He continued to abuse you as a woman of this country. It shows his dishonest and, well, I can call the
This is
name,
not an ANC meeting.
really out of order.
On a point of
Honourable Member, it's okay. Can we please all take our seats and allow the Honourable, the Leader of the Opposition, to finish up his speech?
For a party that stands for non-racialism, this is a brand new law. It indicates very clearly that we come here and we say some things, but inherently we want to divide this nation on the basis of the color of the people of this country. Let South Africans always be aware. Fellow South Africans, our nation is facing a crisis. 9 million people wake up every day not knowing where they're going to find work. We have a junk status economy, and investors are leaving our country all the time. Our education system in this country is considered amongst the very worst in the world. Our children disappear every day. Women are being raped and murdered every single day. But sadly, these are the things we ought to be focusing on and talking about. But instead we come here to come and raise spurious points of order, and a president who comes to ask for a budget simply so that he can sustain his own personal project at the expense of the people of this country. Fellow South Africans, I am sick to death of reading every weekend emails about how our state has been sold off to someone else. I would rather be reading about the vision of our country. I remind you here and now, he, because I can't address to him as a man or a woman, he has killed the ANC. We will not allow him to kill South Africa.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, honorable member.
Is the leader of the DA ready to take a question?
Are you ready to take a question, Honorable Maimane? No, he's not prepared to.
I want to ask the question as to whether he's a pessimist.
No, allow him to please proceed with his speech.
It begs the question, what did you, the ANC, do about it? Because it was well within your power to stop him. If you had the will and the conviction to do the right thing, to do your sworn duty to your country, you could have stopped him. If you could see beyond the factional battles and loyalties, the perks of privileges, the Gupta party line, you would have stopped him. But you weren't prepared to do that, were you? Because if you were, you would have done so a long time ago. You had plenty of opportunities, fellow members. On 6 occasions in the past 7 years, you could have supported a motion of no confidence in President Zuma, but you didn't. You could have recalled him when the Constitutional Court found that he'd violated the Constitution, but you didn't. You could have removed him from the office when the state of capture report implicated him in corruption on a grand scale, but you didn't. You could have removed him over this weekend when there were thousands of emails that came out linking him to a corrupt Gupta regime, but you didn't. When many of you sat here and were being recalled and reshuffled and moved, you could have removed him, but you didn't. So, se se mpontshang se ke gore bo botlhe le tshwana le ene. Niafana is one and the same thing. You've rallied behind him every single time. It's President Zuma first, South Africa last. It's the Guptas first, South Africa last. It's the ANC first, South Africa last. In fact, it's corruption first, South Africa last. Honorable members, many of you who sit in these benches had the courage to remove the apartheid government. I'm amazed that you lack the courage today to remove one individual. You have shown South Africa your true colors. You have shown us that South Africa does not have a President Zuma problem. It doesn't even have a Gupta problem. It has an ANC problem. The truth is that President Zuma and the ANC are one and the same thing. That's why the ANC can never fix itself. And a new leader at the top will just be a new front for the same corruption, for the same looting. You have left South Africans with no choice but to vote the ANC out of government. The ANC's funeral will be held in 2019 because it is in fact already dead. Fellow South Africans, we dare not languish in hopelessness. When things fall apart, in fact, they fall into place. President Zuma may have killed the ANC, but we will not let him kill South Africa. We have a vision for South Africa. And it's a South Africa that has reinvented itself and it is flourishing under a new government. We have a vision for a South Africa that belongs to all that live in it, that work in it. An economy that can be inclusive so that more South Africans can find work. where the concentration of wealth is not in a few individuals, but in all the hands of South Africans. We have a vision for South Africa where every young person can find opportunities to become whatever they want to become, born on the values of freedom, fairness, and opportunity. A vision that requires allies from across, that requires the cooperation of every party and every South African who share our dream for a forward-looking